Which planet in the planetary system has the greatest amount of landmass? If you said Jupiter as your response, you would be correct. Although ever since its discovery, scientists have been fascinated by a number of the planet's mysteries. Consequently, a great deal of spacecraft have traveled to the planet, which is fantastic. The gigantic globe is not merely large. Our knowledge of the enormous planet has improved significantly during the past few years. What kind of discoveries have been made on Jupiter? And how have those discoveries impacted both the Sun and our own planet? Here in this video, we'll be talking about the new discovery on Jupiter after 43 years. Subscribe to this channel if you're ready to take a deep dive into the vast unknown with me as we explore the terrifying discovery on Jupiter. Let's get started. The planet that holds the record for the largest size in our solar system is Jupiter. The Roman god Jupiter was considered to be king of the gods in Roman mythology, and the planet is named as per it. The gas giant generates an air of mystique by enveloping itself in brilliant clouds, which are then buffeted by strong winds as they pass underneath its rings and moons. Jupiter's mass exceeds that of all other bodies in the solar system combined by more than twice as much, making it the most massive object in the solar system. The Great Red Spot, which is the greatest storm on the globe, actually covers an area that is twice as large as Earth. Jupiter has a volume that is sufficient to hold over 1,300 times that of Earth. If Jupiter had grown to be about 80 times larger, it would have qualified as a star. Jupiter's orbit around the Sun places it at an average distance of 778,412,020 kilometers from the center of the star. It's the third brightest object inside the solar system behind Venus and the Moon in that regard. In point of fact, some scientists have referred to Jupiter as just a failed star. Nonetheless, this is not the most accurate description of the planet. This is because Jupiter does not have enough mass to kickstart a fusion reaction in its core. Stars are able to produce energy by fusing hydrogen atoms under tremendous heat and pressure to create helium, a process that also produces light and heat. Jupiter does not have the mass to do this. Jupiter is presumably what you are seeing if you observe an exceptionally bright star in the upper portion of the sky. In some cases, you may be able to see some of Jupiter's moons. Jupiter's magnetic field is 20,000 times more powerful than Earth's, trapping electrons as well as other charged particles to create radiations that are 20 times more harmful to humanity. If you defined yourself there, Jupiter is where you would find yourself. The light and the dark bands that you see across Jupiter are caused by the powerful winds that blow in an east-west direction in Jupiter's upper hemisphere. Interactions between the Sun's and Jupiter's gravitational fields have an effect on more than 11,000 intriguing asteroids. A boon or a bane, depending on how you look at Jupiter and Earth. As was previously thought, Jupiter's gravity drives potentially dangerous asteroids in our direction, rather than keeping them at a safe distance. Through the use of computer simulations, researchers have come to the conclusion that the supersized planet actually poses a threat to humanity. It has come to light that Jupiter is not Earth's big brother who watches out for it, but rather an adversarial opponent. According to the theory of the Jupiter shield, Jupiter serves as a huge space shield that protects the Earth from space debris such as comets and asteroids. New research has shown, however, that there's also a chance that it could snag particles whose origins lie outside of the planet and throw them in the direction. Jupiter's gravity could be responsible for pushing some asteroids in the direction of the Sun, which would increase the chances of some asteroids colliding with our home planet. When Jupiter first flared, it was barely visible for 2 seconds before fading. At the time, scientists believed that the flash was caused by a giant meteor blazing above Jupiter's cloud tops. When Jupiter flashed again, it was barely visible for 2 seconds until it disappeared. The subsequent stage was to initiate the search for an impact's black eye pattern. Nevertheless, scientists ultimately sought aid from the Hubble telescope. However, the Hubble telescope was unable to produce any proof, and as a result, dawn was not observed. Io, one of Jupiter's moons, has large-scale features that are reminiscent of sand dunes. Because of this, scientists have had a difficult time trying to reproduce the forces that are at play whenever a single particle of salt or ice may commute their route as lava flows into sulfur dioxide beneath the surface of the moon. After discovering or recreating the technique by which the dunes emerge, the scientists utilized mathematical equations, and the researchers then searched for a validation in the photos of Io's surface collected by the Galileo spacecraft. Their measurements of the crest spacing and the ratio of height to breadth were constant with the threads that have been reported for June on both Earth and other planets. Jupiter is the planet in the solar system with the richest resources, and there are 79 moons that have been confirmed. Ganymede, holds one of the unique distinction that is it the only moon in the solar system that is responsible for its own magnetic field. Along with the atmospheric water vapor that was found earlier this year, Europa might also have numerous layers of ice and water that are piled one on top of another. The European Jupiter Icy Moon Explorer, sometimes commonly referred to as JUICE, is scheduled to launch in 2023 and arrive in the Jupiter system in 2030. Io, which is a moon of Jupiter, is one of the most volcanically active worlds in the solar system, and it ejects more than a ton of material each second. This moon of Jupiter deserves additional investigation. The pepperoni pizza tint of Io is caused either by sulfur or by the ash produced by volcanic eruptions. As Io orbits Jupiter, the strong gravity of Jupiter causes tides to rise up to a height of about 300 feet high on the planet's solid surface. In addition to the enigma surrounding energy ions and the red and blue patches on Jupiter's rings, the rings of Jupiter are another significant topic. NASA's Voyager 1 was able to establish the planet has 3 rings. Nevertheless, other planets like Saturn and Neptune have more prominent rings. In addition, Jupiter has its own set of rings which are primarily composed of dust from a few of its moons. The major ring has a diameter of more than 4,000 miles and a thickness of approximately 20 miles. Giovanni Cassini, an Italian astronomer, made the initial discovery of the Great Red Spot in the year 1665. The Great Red Spot is a massive storm that has been continuously blowing like a hurricane for more than 350 years. Even if the rate has slowed down somewhat in recent times, the spot has already been diminishing in size for quite some time. The map was developed using data observed from 32 orbits carried out by Juno during its initial missions. The Great Blue Spot was found to be migrating relatively to the rest of Jupiter's core at the rate of approximately 2 inches per second in the eastward direction. The inner band is formed around Jupiter as a result of high-energy ions, and for the first time ever, scientists have been able to determine where these ions come from. Scientists believe that a volcanic eruption on the moon Io was responsible for the production of the ions. The team discovered an abnormally high concentration of oxygen ions with high energy in the region near Amathoria's orbit, which orbits Jupiter further inward. There are a variety of approaches that can be taken while searching for signs of extraterrestrial life. Despite the fact that it's currently enduring appalling conditions, it indicates that our neighboring planet Mars was once habitable, perhaps to Venus. However, in recent years, scientists have been focusing their attention on different set of issues. What about the moons that orbit Jupiter? Carbon is an essential component for life on Earth because it's a vital building block for the production of organic molecules such as proteins, carbohydrates, and lipids by living things. Water is required for life on Earth because it may act as a solvent. A wide variety of microorganisms have the ability to convert nitrogen found in the atmosphere into a form that may be utilized by living things. Phosphorus, sulfur, and the region's geographic locations are also investigated by scientists. It's possible that tidal pressures or radioactive decay were responsible for the breakdown of mineral-rich water, which led to the creation of this water, which is regarded to be an ocean hidden beneath the surface. This finding, which has not been yet evaluated by experts in the field, could potentially have repercussions for other moons in the planetary system. These discoveries could be used by the government to further investigations whether or not life could exist on Europa, which is expected to be the focus of the Europa Clipper mission within the next several years. In their research, scientists came to the conclusion that the metamorphism may be responsible for the formation of ocean worlds, such as Europa. This finding suggests that early radioactive decay or afterward subsurface tidal movement would lead to heating and increased pressure, which would cause the breakdown of water containing minerals and the release of confined water. They came to the conclusions as the result of the environment may be favorable for the existence of life in the area. About 0.25% of Jupiter's equatorial atmosphere is composed of water molecules, making it the most abundant element there. According to the findings of the Juno spacecraft operated by NASA, it is found to have a concentration of hydrogen and oxygen that is 3 times greater than that of the surface of the Sun. This revelation is both astonishing and unsettling because it contradicts the findings of NASA's Galileo mission regarding Jupiter. It was originally thought that Jupiter had a far more humid atmosphere than it actually does. According to the findings of several scientific investigations, the deeper a probe is able to travel through Jupiter's atmosphere, the greater the apparent abundance of water. It has been demonstrated that planets with high gravity, like Saturn and Earth, can be pushed by Jupiter. Planets Neptune and Uranus, which are located beyond our solar system, have been accused of having their distance from the Sun increased by Jupiter. Given all this, you may be asking if there is a possibility of life on Jupiter. Scientists have established that in order for life to survive on Jupiter, it would have to be at the height that is quite literally in the clouds. The audio clip that was made utilizing information from that day, June 7, 2021, was a flyby of Ganymede by Juno, and it was played back. As the vacuum cleaner of the solar system, Jupiter helps to keep debris like comets and asteroids from blocking the Sun's rays from reaching the inner planets. The parallels between Earth and Jupiter, as seen in the respective planetary images, are startling. It's possible that a better understanding of the turbulent atmosphere of Jupiter could help us understand and comprehend the physical processes at work here on Earth. A phytoplankton bloom in the Norwegian Sea can be seen in one of the images, but Jupiter's atmosphere can be seen in the chaotic field clouds in another. Because of the oceanographer's analysis of the photos taken by Juno, we are gaining better understanding of the turbulent atmosphere that surrounds Jupiter. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, let us know in the comments section. Also, at last, give us a like to this video. See you soon!